Today we're talking about a new 3D printer that's incredibly fast, gives incredible detail, and is incredibly cheap. Let's check it out. Hey, what's up everybody? Today we're talking about the Phrozen Sonic Mini. Big thanks to Phrozen for sending this over for me to review. I'm going to be taking a look at some of the prints that I've made with it. I've had it for about a week now, so I've got a fair amount of printing done. And then we'll look at the unboxing afterwards. So first of all, this printer is really fast. Like faster than any of the others around. It uses a monochrome LCD screen underneath the vat, which from what I understand it's the first one that does that. All the others use an RGB. The monochrome allows for more light to come through, and so that allows for the layers to get more UV on them and therefore cure faster. And so this will do layers at about 2 seconds per layer, whereas other printers are like 8 to 10 seconds per layer. So you can do the same quality model for like a fraction of the time, which is amazing. So let me see, I've got a few notes here. Take a look. So the slicer it uses is Cheeto Box, which is great because I was going to use Cheeto Box anyway, if possible. Some of the other ones that come out have their own slicer, and it's usually not as good as Cheeto Box, so that makes me happy. What else do we have here? The layer thickness it'll do is 0.01 to 0.3 millimeters. Very tiny. It really leads to some amazing results that you'll see. Printing speed, 50 millimeters per hour. Printing volume, 12 centimeters by 6.8 by 13 centimeters. That is... So my only comparison that I can use is my Orange 10 printer, which is 140 millimeters high printing volume. This one will do 130, so it's not quite as high, but I think it's wider. So I haven't done the math, but it probably works out to be about the same, if not bigger. So let's take a look at some of the prints. So this is a female toy soldier, army man, that I had been designing a few weeks ago. I made this, and I think the detail came out really well compared to this one is from the Orange 10, and the detail is so much better. Like, I don't know if you can even see here that her legs look thinner on this one, because I've noticed the Orange 10 adds about 0.4 millimeters onto whatever I print. That is crazy. This here is the ring that comes on the USB drive that comes with this. So it has the Phrozen logo on it, and this also has really good detail. These little skulls, I didn't even notice at first, these little skulls have a tiny crack in them, and it just looks really fine. Some of these letters in Phrozen, like the Z or the E and the H, have in their serifs, it's really thin, like a tiny fraction of a millimeter. That looks amazing. Then this tiny elf that I found on Thingiverse that I will post a link to down below if you want to print her yourself. I didn't realize quite how small it was going to be when I printed it, but man, it is insanely tiny. That sword, it must be 0.5 millimeter thick, and you can actually make out the details in her face. So I'm going to post some closer high-res photos of that. And then the creme de la creme, something I've been working on for a couple of weeks now. I started this about 2 weeks ago from scratch, modeling this character. That is a generic superhero. It's not anyone in particular. And she also has a cape. The cape is 0.5 millimeter thick. I haven't glued the cape on yet because I thought it would be more difficult to paint if the cape was on, but that's how it will look when it is on. And yeah, again, she came out really nice as well. You know, all of the details, the wrinkles, details in her face, all look really good. So I am really surprised and happy with this printer. Let's put her out front. So again, a big thanks to Phrozen for sending this over to check out. There's only one really thing that I can complain about is that the print head or print base here, these parts here where it attaches are a little bit sharp. So when you're getting your model off and you're cleaning it and everything, you can't squeeze too hard on here because it kind of hurts your fingers a little bit. But otherwise, that's it. Everything has been great with this. So let's move on and I'll show you the unboxing and printing the first model. Hey, what's up guys? I just got a couple of packages in the mail. Let's check these out. These were sent to me by Phrozen. Set this one aside for now. This is the Phrozen Sonic Mini. The Phrozen sent it to me to take a look at and show you guys what it's all about. Let's get it open. Knife put away, nice and safe. Opened up. Oh, look at that. We got a styrofoam and a small box in there. Need this. Set you aside. Alright. Here's the printer. Maybe I should put this on its side. There she is. Whoop. I just lost my alcohol. And there's nothing else inside. So, let's take a look at what we got here. Let me get this plastic off. Hey guys, while this guy's working, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, you're awesome. I need the knife again for this guy. Try not to damage anything. Take the lid off. There we go. Some of the styrofoam off. Okay. And that's it. No assembly required. That is great. Let's take a look there. I love this top compared to the Orange 10 because I don't have to assemble it. That Orange 10 top part was a real pain in the butt to put together. And it was just held together with rubber bands. It felt kind of cheap. This is thinner, but it feels pretty sturdy. Alright, so let's take that off. Let's check out the vat here. It says screws that come off on top. It's a little bit different from the Orange 10 vat that I'm used to. It's bigger. Take that off. There we go. Got HitFilm pre-installed. It's a nice looking printer. Set this here. It's plastic, but it feels sturdy. It's like solid plastic, not cheap. Got our nice linear rail, sliding up and down, and that's it. I mean, there's not really a whole lot to this mechanics-wise. It just kind of goes up and down. So let's put the lid back on for the moment. Set you aside over here. Don't want to lose those. Put that over here. See what's in here. There we go. Alright. A nice printed instruction manual. I've already downloaded the PDF version, but it's nice to have it on paper. Good color pictures. It's really handy. Set you aside. And we have the build plate, where the prints will actually attach. Set you aside. We get some gloves. I've got my own box of gloves here, so. But an extra pair can't hurt. Got a nice funnel. I had to go and buy a funnel before, and the only ones I could find were really huge, so it's nice to find a little one. That'll be for pouring extra resin back into the bottles. We have in here the power cord. No brick, it just plugs directly into the outlet. It's really nice. Got a metal scraper. That'll be for getting your prints off of there. But it is not sharpened, so I will probably not be using that. I'll probably stick to my X-Acto knife method. And we get a plastic one in case anything gets stuck inside the vat, so you can scrape it off there without damaging the delicate film. Then we got a little packet. Little rubber feet that could go on the bottom of there so that it won't scuff up your table. A little note here. Apparently the user guide is also on a PDF file, which is in the USB thumb drive. And that's something nice I like about this printer, that it uses a USB flash drive instead of the micro SD card that I have from my other one. That little teeny micro SD card, I'm so afraid I'm going to lose it, but this will be great. So apparently there are also some test files in there that we'll use later. We have some, looks like some little extra screws and parts. We'll just save those in case we need them. And we get one big Allen wrench. The other printer needed 3 different sizes. It's good to see. I guess this only needs 1. And that's it. That's all we got. Let's look at our other box. Some paper. And yeah, so I already opened this box, so I already know what's in here. All this out. They sent me 2 bottles of resin. And got this open. You can see there it is. That is the, what is it called? Aqua green is the color they call this one. I'll set that over here. And there's another bottle. I'm going to assume this is the same aqua green. Finally. Okay. Yes, this is another bottle of aqua green. Okay, so that's it. That is everything that comes in the box. And in my other box. Yeah, so let's start putting this together and I'll show you the first print that comes from it. My gloves on, my thumb drive, flash drive, it's an 8 GB drive. Slip him in here, goes this way. Move him over a little bit here so you can see it a little better. Okay, let's get the vat on. Slots down over those screws. There we go. Doesn't quite drop on very easily. Put these in. This is nice that these like slide on first and then start screwing. There we go. Okay, get this one on. There we go, that's nice and tight. So if you're new to 3D printing with an SLA type printer, what happens is that underneath of here there's a screen and the liquid resin gets poured into the vat and of course is protected by that HitFilm that I showed. And then this guy sits on top of here. Let's loosen him up. Okay, real loose. There we go. It slots in there. That nice and tight. Not quite sure if that's in all the way. It's kind of different how this connects. It doesn't really go all the way on, it looks like. But that's nice and tight. Piece of trash on there. And then, so that goes on there, and it goes down into the vat, all the way down, presses against the bottom. And so there's a light, a UV light, shines up from underneath, and there's a little tiny space, like less than a millimeter, between here and the HitFilm, just enough to let some liquid in. And the UV light will cure that layer. So then it will move up and move back down, so it's just a little bit above that. And then more UV light comes and it cures the next layer. And the screen that's down there will mask out the shape that you need. So let's turn this on. Okay. Oh, it is coming on. It's making no noise. And apparently it's on. I don't hear any kind of fan noise at all. It's kind of strange. Whereas, you know, sometimes people talk about which one is going to be louder or quieter. This isn't making any noise. So I guess that's a good thing. So let's pour some of this resin in. Okay, well, shake it up first. You just gotta give it a good shake. Okay, that should be good. Got a little rubber seal on there. Pop that off. There we go. Just enough to fill the bottom. And I'll put this little rubber thing back on to seal it. The cap. Alright, let's take a look. Print. And let me take a look from the other side. We have two files in there. They're a set of rings. I don't know exactly which one
is which, so I'm just going to pick one. But it's nice that it shows little thumbnail pictures of them all. The Orange 10 that I'm used to just has a list of file names. So, okay, I'll just try hitting go. Oh, makes a little bit of motor noise. And it's nice that it shows you a little picture of what layer it's actually working on. And it goes back up and back down.
Alright guys, that is the Phrozen Sonic Mini and the Aqua green resin. I really liked everything about this pretty much, except for I mentioned the build plate there is a little bit sharp, but otherwise it's really fast, it's really quiet, and it just has amazing detail. So there's really nothing to complain about. The resin looks really nice. It's really smooth. I barely have to sand it at all. In fact, looking at this, I can't even see the layer lines on this. And it has a little bit of a flex to it. You can see if I can bend that all the way there and it doesn't crack. So it's probably pretty durable. I haven't tested dropping any, but if I did, they might well survive. Otherwise, it's pretty good. So I will provide links to where you can get the Phrozen Sonic Mini and the resin. This goes for $1.99, which is incredibly cheap. And these resins actually go for less than $20 each. That's 500 milliliters, I believe. Yeah. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a comment, like the video, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Alright guys, that is the Phrozen Aqua. Hey guys, while this guy's working, don't forget to subscribe. Off. If I can figure out how it's on there. There we go.